So if you look at his face, you'll see that he sees something like in the background and he looks toward it, and then this freaking bird flies by. As you can probably see, the bird in the photo appears to be a different kind of bird than the bird in the video, but that's because Winky's house has a lot of birds in it. Shortly after his arrest in January 2022, I went to his house to take care of some things for him, and it had been raided by the FBI. So I expected it to be a mess, but when I entered, I could tell that it was hoarded before it got raided. And you know the door in the ceiling that leads to the attic? His was ajar. It was slightly open. I would say at least an inch, maybe two. And there were feathers coming out of it, and these feathers were all over his staircase. And I could hear birds moving around in his attic. And when I talked to him later that day, I said, "You have a bird infestation in your house?" And he said, "No, I don't." Just flat out, "No, I don't." And he had only been arrested maybe 5, 6 days earlier at the most. So I had a lot of trouble thinking that these birds must have came after his arrest. I think he knew about them. I don't think the problem would get that bad that quick. Maybe I'm wrong. But you could hear the birds moving around. You could smell it. It was absolutely frigging disgusting smelling. And it's like I had to try convincing him that he had a bird problem. I understand he just got arrested. I thought maybe he's just shutting everything out as a coping mechanism. But, I figured that maybe someone in his family would deal with it for him, or maybe he would at least deal with it when he got out. But clearly, he did not. And if you look at a photo of his house on Google Streets, you can see that there's a shattered attic window. Those birds aren't going to stop coming until that window is fixed. But not even that. If you looked real close in the video, you can see his ceiling is all discolored. It's like concave by, I would say, easily at least 6 inches, if not closer to a foot. Like it's sunken. And he was perfectly comfortable sleeping underneath this sunken ceiling, this unnaturally dipped ceiling when we were friends. So it has to be 10 times worse now, especially because he knew he needed his roof fixed. And at one point, he could have either afforded it or gotten approved for a loan. But for whatever reason, he didn't do that. Just like he didn't pay his car loan and is blaming me for the stupid thing getting repoed. I never agreed to pay your shit. And yeah, he looks a little shocked in the video, but okay, if a bird flew into my house, I would scream and run or something like that. It would be a more dramatic reaction. The fact that he just gets a little jumpy, I feel like he's kind of used to this happening. It's pretty alarming though. And I also he if he ever tries to say that that bird flew in through a window, he is lying because it was summer. Well, it was technically I think the first day of fall, but it was still hot. And I know he has an air conditioner because I know that when he got arrested about 10 days after this clip was taken, maybe 2 weeks, his AC was left on in his house. So it was hot. There was no reason he would have the window open. So this wasn't just like a one off, oops, a birdie got in my house. No, he's fucking living with the goddamn birds. And this is why he should not be trusted to live on his own. I found it pretty shocking that the court even allowed that after prison to begin with. But the fact that it went on for months before they were like, okay, nope, you gotta live with someone. And then even that only lasted a week. I don't know what they plan to do with this guy. I still don't think a mental institution is 100% the right place. I agree he needs mental help. But he's also very scary in these videos that I watched today. And I don't want to bank on trusting him to take medication at some point. I don't care how well he fucking gets. I don't care. Like, someone needs to oversee this individual for the rest of their natural life because you could just see the craziness in his eyes. And so, oh yeah, back to my point. If you're going to preach to me about mental health and this and that, listen, this guy has ruined my life. Maybe ruined is a slight exaggeration, but not much. He has severely impeded my life. And he has severely affected my mental health. And I care more about mine than I do about his. I cared about his mental health when we were friends and when he abused me and ran me over. Not literally. At some point, it was either continue caring about him and let my own well-being go down the gutter, or say it's okay to give up on some people because some people are hopeless. I'm not sorry for that. I don't feel bad. I think I wasted my time. I stuck around too long. People were saying, why are you still giving him a chance? He's so mean to you. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to sit and ruminate, but I did anything a friend could be expected, above and beyond. And while I don't sit here and relish in his suffering on any level, I don't really feel bad about it. He did it to himself. He's not so crazy that he doesn't know what's going on. And I can't stress this enough. There's clearly things wrong with him, but I'm going to play I'm going to play the video that the birds are in, and then I'm going to play the other two that I downloaded because I paid $3 for a month of premium Twitter just to download this crap, so I might as well share it.
They used a picture of me, my mother, and the state senator in the court case for me, and they're expecting me to like go back to that. I try, and it's been emotional when you're kind of torn from someone you hardly knew, and it goes on year after year. And I gave 2 Republican state legislators private cell phone numbers to a ton of Democrats. They don't talk to Kathy Hochul as it is. I don't like the partisanship as it is, and this "we are divided" sensation is real. And someone today completely agrees that we are going to have a longer winter than we did have a hot summer. And this is my bed in my house. I've been torn away from my house enough. And then my door's broken into a little more than a month ago by someone who obviously has a key to the house still. And my house was broken into. I had a holy shit legal situation. And then WGRZ acts like this January 6th with 45 days in jail is wronged. And I'm just screaming into the void. I don't think lawyers care. I think lawyers care when the price is right. That's how I feel. And I have nothing to lose by laying in bed looking like a frickin' scumbag talking like this at this point, because that's how much I've lost. I don't forgive the guy that did this to me. Almost 2 years ago now. It's been pretty damaging. I am so lonely laying in bed all by myself. Swear to God, this is how I do life, just in my bed. All right, looking at my phone, this guy from WGRZ with his 45 fucking days in jail, harassing someone face to face. Oh, he's a WGRZ news story, acting like he was fucking wronged. Hardly. I am so sick of screaming into the fucking void on the internet and over letter. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of acting like a frickin' nursing home victim. I'm 31. I don't like to play the victim card, but with New York State driver's licenses, you got the 5-hour course, you get points off your license. This stuff is not. Paul Petruzzi from Allegheny, he's in Miami. Oh, he's Derek Chauvin's lawyer now. Oh, you should have got a better lawyer, Luke. These fucking douchebags are compassionate when the price is right. And this guy in Lockport making WGRZ, the Libertarian Party of New York, piggybacking off him. Dwayne Whitmer has a dumb reputation. He was the Erie County chairman when I was Cattaraugus County chairman. I got people on the ballot. I knew how to speak to state legislators like they're people rather than talking ideology with them all day. And Dwayne Whitmer piggybacking off of January 6th, or he doesn't even know it. This guy from Lockport with a way better situation than me. What about Daniel Christman from the Brooklyn Libertarian Party? He was the vice chair. Libertarian Party's nowhere for you if you go through things. Libertarian Party sucks. This guy in Lockport is not a victim. WGRZ got a voicemail from me about another office. I am so sick of screaming into the void over this issue. I was wronged. I'm going to keep going. Libertarian Party of New York does not have ballot access anymore. Judicial committees are something state parties have when they have ballot access. The Libertarian Party of New York going on phone calls saying, look at us, we're the Judicial Committee. And then they go piggyback off of January 6th, or they don't know. Daniel Christman was the Brooklyn vice chair of the Libertarian Party. He was at January 6th, and they dissed him. They're like, oh, he's an idiot. Oh, but Dwayne Whitmer was the Erie County chairman when I was the Cattaraugus County chairman. before COVID. He did not get anybody on the ballot. He took his election paperwork and he just throws it at the Erie County Board of Elections as if he's resisting the system. I'm the one that did the paperwork right, got people on the ballot. Okay? I've been dissed so hard. Who the hell cares if I take videos of myself laying in bed like this? Because I feel like nobody's listening as it is. I'm going to tag someone from North Carolina so she can see how I talk. I obviously look at my profile picture on this X profile. I don't just lay in bed all day doing this. But no, Dwayne Whitmer was the Erie County chairman. As I tag WGRZ, I'm convinced that they look, okay? Don't let them piggyback off this guy from Lockport with his 45 days in jail.